Okay, so this one's for Brooke. Thanks for helping. Lumber Liquidators number 3 grade oak. Hand sanded, hand planed, epoxy filled, custom floor. Baseboard is actually oak flooring, tongue removed. And let's get a little more light in here. This is how it turned out. You see a little contrast because what happens, we use the iron oxide stain on this and laid the boards, planed them, lightly hand sanded them, not to perfection. Did not machine sand this floor. I don't want a perfectly flat floor. I want this floor to look aged. And I use bar coat, and you'll take a look at the knots and holes here. You can see where they've been filled with bar coat. These have all been filled, they're smooth. And the problem that you're going to have, the challenge is that you're going to have to go back and plane those epoxy back off the boards. And I want to leave a little bit showing because I wanted this floor to look like it had been reworked. Because when I got all done, sanding down, planing those epoxy fills, it took some of the finish off. And it looked kind of cool. So when I laid the second layer of iron oxide on the floor, you can see where I took it down here. This is the original first coating, and the second coating didn't take into the wood as well as it should have, but that's okay. I wanted this effect. I wanted this floor to look like it's been reworked, an old floor that's been redone. And that's what I achieved. You can see it right there in front of you too. So in a lot of these spots where it looks like that, that was intentional. So if you look at the floor, the idea behind this floor, I wanted this floor to look like it was a couple 100 years old and been redone a few times. And I think I've pretty much achieved that. Nowadays you see these hardwood floors and you walk into homes and, they look, to me, they look laminate. It's sad that a hardwood floor, nowadays, most hardwood floors, you have to really get on your hands and knees and stick your nose down and really get a good close look at them to make sure they're not laminate. And that's not what I want. So this is where we're standing in this room. In the prior videos, I explained how to avoid transitions and going through how to do your measurements to avoid the transitions from room to room. Don't like them. If it's the same species of wood, I think it looks bad. So come through here. Take a look through here. And the last room's got a lot of character because that's when I was running, when I originally laid the floor, I was running low on wood. So I started using some more of the beauty boards with a lot of character. And you can see it in here. So a lot more character in this floor, in this room. Well, I like it. It turned out nice. You can do the same thing and just do a natural finish on the floor, but I've done that in the past. I wanted something different, so. And this is definitely different. This is pretty unique. I've maybe seen one or two floors that resemble this in about 20,000 homes, so actually 25,000 homes now. And one of those homes was actually a reclaimed barn oak from a barn in New York City, and the lady paid a fortune for this wood coming out of New York, coming into Washington State. and had it laid in her floor. It was beautiful. 8-inch boards, 12-inch boards, and they were just beautiful. They did a good job on that floor, but she paid for it. She paid more for her floor than I probably paid for my house. But there it is. Still got to get some workers in here because I got kind of racked up in a automobile accident, got rear-ended. So I haven't been doing a lot, kind of gimping around and trying to recover. So I'm going to have to get some help in here to try and finish this up. That's where we're standing. This was the original color of the wood on the flooring. These boards, those are 2.5, these are 3.5. And I had a lot of waste on the 2.5, so the 2.5-inch waste is right here. I've still got to trim up. I've got to paint this top trim with crackle. That's why it's painted weird. It's going to get a crackle finish like this over here. You can see how it kind of come through. And that's red on the back side. Wanted to match up that red tone. I wanted to give this kind of a 50s look up in here in the kitchen or dining room. I've got some Marilyn Monroe stuff going on here. Ain't quite done with setting this the way I want it, but getting there slowly. But this is that crackle finish that you can buy. You also, from what I understand, use Elmer's glue. You know, paint the Elmer's glue onto the trim and then go ahead and trim or put the paint on the Elmer's glue just before it completely cures, and then that cracks the paint. Kind of neat. So this is going to be crackle white going through, and then this will bleed through the back side. And I've got to finish. Got to get this finished here. So these walls will get sanded. My last piece of trim in, and so that's where the waste went. Waste wound up going there, and there. And also on this other wall here, which I just showed in the prior video. So this is how this is kind of turning out. Getting there. All right. Thanks for helping out, Brookie. Love you. Bye-bye.